We've already all made out together. It's not a will they or won't they, it's a will they or will they harder.
Nobody hates discussions of polyamory in the gay community more than the gay community. I have experienced this firsthand because I made a comedy series called Open to It, which is a scripted live-action comedy about a couple that's exploring an open relationship and the silly, spicy situations they get themselves into. We have drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race in it, and it's a lot of fun. And one of the reasons I ended up making this show was because I was seeing a lot of heavy, downtrodden takes about polyamory that were like, well, the couple hates each other, well, they're destined for a breakup, well, misery, misery, misery. And I was like, okay, that's one take, but let's try another one. But oh man, I have experienced some very interesting reactions from the internet since I started making this show. But I've also experienced a turnaround of late. So I want to start by talking about what the first season response to the show has been, then move on to what the second season response, and finally what's ahead for the series. So with season 1, when I released even the trailer, people had some pretty unkind things to say, like, oh, this couple hates each other, oh, there's no way this can work, and ugh, all these muscle gays. And I did get in shape for the role, so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm muscle gay. But yeah, people were just very against the idea that this couple could like have an open relationship and it could be silly and fun and free and happy. And I particularly noticed that gays of a certain age, like who are maybe 10 years older than I am, like it just seemed very against the idea that this was a relationship permutation that was possible. I don't know where that originates. I think there was definitely some from much older gay men about how, like, you know, the AIDS crisis, you know, definitely people who were loving more freely maybe were seen as, like, you know, having fallen victim to that disease. So I know that baggage was there for some people, understandably. My uncle died of AIDS, I do understand. But I also feel like we're allowed to have happy, joyous stories. So come to season 2, I was braced for people to just give me that flack again of like, polyamory doesn't work, only monogamy works, the couple doesn't like each other, you're a terrible person, all that fun stuff just for creating a TV show. There is one person who was really tough on me on YouTube and like on every video was like, you're destroying the gay community. I'm like, if I only had the power to destroy anything, I would destroy hunger, I would destroy poverty, I would destroy a lot of things before my own community.
Why are the dumb ones always so pretty and hung like centaurs?
I'm not dumb, I am hung.
But to my pleasant surprise, when season 2 came out a few months ago, people were much more open-minded, much more receptive, much more warm-hearted. They're like, I love how silly this couple is. I love how happy they are. I love how they just like go on these shenanigans, these adventures, and everything works out for them. So that was unexpected. It was, I suppose, a pleasant surprise in the end that people were receptive finally, but it was just strange. And I think sometimes you just have to give people time to get used to the idea. Don't get me wrong, I still have my detractors. I still have people who say like this type of relationship cannot work under any circumstances, but you know, then there are plenty of people who love the show. So now we're working on season 3, and I've decided to address this topic of monogamy versus polyamory pretty head on, where the season starts and the couple is dating someone who is considering being monogamous, and those feelings come out more and more as the season goes on. And it's to present my ultimate thesis on the show, which is like polyamory and monogamy both work. With the right people, both work. You just need consent and communication between loving, caring adults, and all works out well in the end, I tend to find. And this is my moment to say, like, one of the reasons why I want season 3 to be about this arc is I'm not judging your relationship, no matter what you're doing. Truly, it's none of my business. So I would ask people to do the same of like, if your relationship works for you, great. Who cares that it doesn't look like somebody else's? I'm just advocating for like, don't yuck somebody's yum. If monogamy works for you, terrific. If polyamory works for you, terrific. If something in the middle works for you, terrific. I think being queer in this world is already hard enough. And so I think policing our own community for like what respectable ways to be are is silly, especially because we've shown time and again that no matter how respectable we are, we're always going to get judgment from people. We're always going to catch strays. That's fine. That's being a queer person in this world. There are also plenty of other intersections that make existence a challenge sometimes, especially just trying to be happy and be free. So just don't impose those restrictions on other people. Don't impose your restrictions on other people, or don't impose your freedoms on other people. Whatever works for you is wonderful. You have every right to feel happy about it. and feel proud about it. And I would just say, remember that like everybody else has that right too. So go enjoy yourself, enjoy your business, be with the people you want to be or the person you want to be, and just have a happy life. I've always said that, like the best revenge is living well. So go get some darn good revenge, everybody.